Welcome to the Mayhem News Live Wrestling Broadcast with your host, the Man in Black, a.k.a. Team Iblives. Each week we're here talking about the wrestling headlines and covering everything from Impact Wrestling to SmackDown. Join us each Tuesday via MayhemNews.com and the Mayhem News Live YouTube channel. You can subscribe to both and keep up with wrestling news and our show. This is Mayhem News Live Wrestling Broadcast for 4/15/2014. I am the Man in Black, a.k.a. Team Iblives. Trying out this new device. So just kind of bear with us. I want to see how good this stuff's going to record and say. So you might see this again. Not much news today. Covered a little bit. Going to do some stuff. Legendary performer and third generation promoter Jeff Jarrett and his wife Karen are set to unveil Global Force Wrestling. You can check them out at globalforcewrestling.com, which promises to be the most fan interactive. Let's see. So what do they exactly say? Oh, fan interactive and immersive wrestling experience in history. We all know he created, was really involved with, creating TNA. He was the founder. So, you might see something similar. Wish Jeff Jarrett good luck with that. Let's see. Oh, he goes on to say, because of new media, new technology, and more in tune fans, ever had, wrestling is poised for another boom-like experience. Deliver multiplayer platform, initiative brand, and engage fans the way they've never experienced. He also says that it will provide a fresh perspective inside the business that fans have been clamoring for. So we will see, Jeff Jarrett. Let's see here. TNA Impact is in an interesting position right now. They have lost some of their biggest names, both in front and behind the camera. According to PWS, on April 7th, they replaced one of TNA knockers. Christy Hemme will join TNA Impact, their creative team. So, that's pretty much most of the headlines that really popped out. So, we'll see. TNA show. Best thing that probably happened to me is Bully Ray looking at the table, thinking about putting Dixie Carter through the table. That was probably the best thing. Him doing his wide open look when he was going to put Dixie through the table. The only other big thing that happened, Eric Young became the TNA World Heavyweight Champion. Kind of wonder if that didn't happen because of Daniel Bryan winning the title. So kind of their version of that. Nothing really, Angelina Love becomes the number one contender for the TNA Knockout Champion. So that was alright. Never really knew what her finishing move was, but Botox injection that's pretty funny. We're going to move on. Let's see. This was the most viewed show since February the 6th. In fact, ranked number 23 overall for night on cable. This week's viewership was up 27% from the previous week. So that was pretty interesting. Now, this next little piece, and I don't normally talk about Total Divas, but kind of got into the show a little bit. And okay, there's a comment. There was somebody who did a report. Apparently, it was wise for WWE to pair Summer up with Fandango because it allowed her personality to grow a bit. Really? She has a personality? Now that she's going on to be on her own and continue there, it works out that maybe she will be the Divas champion sooner than later. I hate to tell you, but I'm going to be pissed off if they give that girl that title and not give it to Natalya first. I don't understand why she slapped Natalya across the face and didn't get in trouble for it. Hell, if I was Natalya, I'd have called the damn cops. Anyway, after I kicked her ass. Anyway, former TNA Impact Wrestling Grand Slam champion, the Samoan submission machine, Samoa Joe, will be taking time off from TNA. Apparently he has some personal issues, personal stuff he wants to take care of. He did correct some people who said he was injured. He said, I am not injured. And, if you got to make up news, make sure it's made on actual facts. There's been a lot going on in WWE. As I said, I've changed the way we do the show. I don't talk about the shows and, what happened, action per action. I talk about them separately, just as a whole. SmackDown, I don't know. There for a while, SmackDown was actually above Raw. It was actually doing better. Now they're kind of wavering a little bit. I don't understand. Maybe creative was in a slump. I don't know. It just don't. It doesn't seem like they're doing as good as they did before. Raw was pretty decent. We had Kane apparently going back to the mask. I will agree with Captain Ear, who is a Kane fanatic, and I agree with her. I really do. I think that it's a wise decision. I think it's a wise decision for him to become the monster again. If he walks out in the suit with a mask on, I'm going to be kind of let down a little bit. We're still seeing Paul Heyman apparently trying to. At one point, some people said that Brock Lesnar and him were trying to become face. Well, it's obviously that they're not becoming face because he come out and over and over and over saying that he beat the streak. So fans seem pretty ticked off on Raw. So, and I don't know what was up with WWE's DVR feed this week, but for some reason on the DVR, it was split into 3 different segments. This has happened before. I don't know what's going on. Last time I talked to the cable company, when they were like, well, it was from their feed, so somebody's sleeping on the job again. But it was a decent Raw. I agree with a lot of other people. I believe that, even though they did dedicate the show to Ultimate Warrior, all they did was just show clips. I would have preferred them actually have matches similar to some of the matches that the Ultimate Warrior had in the past, or it was great. Everybody was wearing an Ultimate Warrior shirt that could, and I don't know. To me, it's just.
It's like when CM Punk come out wearing
I think it would have been, and it's like Kim said, CM Punk actually come out wearing pretty much dedicating his outfit to Randy Savage, but I just think they could have did more. I don't understand. They had some great footage. They had some great the dedication at the first. There wasn't a dry eye in the house. But to me, I don't know if they did it right. And of course, now they are dedicating a whole week, if not more, to the Ultimate Warrior on the WWE Network. And I know they had time restraints. I know they had stuff going on. So, okay, is it just me, or is the Authority storyline getting kind of, I really wouldn't say boring, it's just getting dull. I mean, it's dull, old. The only good thing out of the storyline was the fact that Stephanie realized that she was missing with Kane and not the director of operations. That, Kane is it's just, and of course, there's a lot of talk. There's a lot of people happy at what happened on Raw. as far as evolution. Then there are a lot of people who are like, we've seen it before. It's, I don't know. To me, it's just not believable. Triple H is in slacks and a long sleeve shirt and tie, and Randy Orton and Batista come out in their wrestling clothes. It's just, Batista doing his half-assed impression of James T. Kirk. Believe in evolution. I mean, come on. I just think that maybe it would have been time to do something new. Now, do we think that the Shield is down? I don't think so. And, what I was hoping for is, they got down there right with him with a mic, as he was talking to Roman Reigns. And I was just kind of thinking that he was going to tell him, well, we just whipped your 3 members of the Shield. And it would have been perfect for Roman Reigns to say, who said there were just 3 of us? So we know why Daniel Bryan wasn't there. Him and his beautiful bride were on their honeymoon. Probably what little they'll get. I don't know how long they're going to give them off, but pretty sure it's not going to be long. To me, it was a decent show. To me, I'm like a lot of people that are talking that Fandango is actually more believable with Layla. Not to mention Layla just looks better. I'm sorry. Because basically Summer Rae's trying to be Maurice. And Kelly. Well, she's got the hair throw like Maurice. And I hate to tell you, you're not even close. Just to let you know, you're not even close. But, it just, to me, they need to, they've kind of let the tag team titles just kind of, we were on a roll. I mean, man, you had tag matches, for the title almost every week. You had, they were in. Now they've gone back to putting them before the pay-per-view. As far as my experience so far with regard to like the pay-per-views on the app, WrestleMania started out a little. It had a little load time, but after that it was okay. I still think it's worth the money. They say they're going to raise the price. It depends on how much the price is. You think about it. You're still going to be saving money even if they raise it $5. It's still going to be saving you money because, $60 a week, a month, or $49 a month, sometimes twice a month. It gets expensive. So, but there's been some talk about, apparently, none of this is in stone. None of this, there's not some guy holding a big sign that says, hey, this is true. WWE apparently has sent Sting a contract. He has the contract, but Sting and his people haven't signed it yet, which most people that are either close to the wrestling business, not just the reporters now, I've heard some people, make comments that it's not completely worrisome that a wrestler would take a while to look at a contract, even one that he's familiar with, even ones that, because I'm pretty sure he was right there as they wrote it. He was right in there in the thick of things. I truly think that it's going to happen. Even one of Stone Cold's podcasts, he talks about him. He talks about the PW Torch reports that Sting is coming to the WWE. I'm like Stone Cold. The writing is on the wall. There's not a better time for him to come. How many matches is he going to be in? Is he going to be on TV every week? I probably doubt it. Then again, like I said, I'm not a booker. I don't work for WWE. I don't get paid from WWE. This is just me and just what I think is going to happen. Do I want to see him on TV? Yeah. Hell yeah. The guy's been wrestling for a long time. I think he could do the business, and some of the lackluster, the lackluster stuff that we've seen on TV, I think he'd liven it up. For instance, day after WrestleMania 30, Raw, New Orleans, Louisiana, Superdome. Whatever music he decides to come out to, more than likely it's going to be Search and Destroy. If Search and Destroy would have hit that stadium, it would have hit the Superdome, they would have felt the roof lift off. Now, somebody made a comment on Google Plus, and he's not in the business, just like me, but he had a point. If Sting, everybody wants Sting to have a match with The Undertaker. Sting himself has wanted to have a match, but for Sting, it was never about the streak. But he wanted to wrestle The Undertaker. Do I believe that The Undertaker is finished? No. I believe that he has one more match. I believe it's something that, a match that could be at WrestleMania 31. You have to remember that The Undertaker and almost every big star has passed the torch. Do I believe he passed the torch to Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar? No, I don't. Normally, you had Hulk Hogan. This is a good example. Hulk Hogan passes it to who? The Ultimate Warrior. The differences between Hulk Hogan and the Ultimate Warrior at that time weren't many. They were both larger than life. They were both extremely popular. The problem with I have saying that The Undertaker passed Lesnar the torch is that Lesnar is the exact opposite of The Undertaker. Yes, he's popular, but he is a total different kind of wrestler. Okay? Totally different. He is a brash brawler, MMA star, and Undertaker is a full-out character. This is a man who people don't ask who Mark Calloway is. They talk about The Undertaker, not Mark Calloway. This is why I don't believe. Now, did he let Brock Lesnar beat the streak? Yeah. He picked him for that. I don't think he passed the torch. What I think he did was he let that streak end. Now he can take his time, and he can actually get with Sting, like most of his matches do, a person that understands where The Undertaker is coming from. He's been wrestling not quite as long, but about the same time. They can actually get together and make one of the best finishes that we will ever see in wrestling business. Period. I think that's the way it's going to be. But there are those things that can happen. Okay, we want them to wrestle. Let's say that's not an option. Say Undertaker says, hey, my doctor says this isn't going to happen. It's time for me to let this go, work backstage, be a teacher, and spend some time with my children. Okay, here's what they can do with Sting. My point of view. How about having him go after Lesnar? How about that? You've got the Authority right now, who basically, what is Triple H right now? Triple H is in the same position except for Eric Bischoff didn't wrestle. You've got a strong figurehead and a partner running roughshod. perfect for Sting. But we never know what they're going to do. I'm just wanting him to go to the WWE, have a couple of good matches, do a good showing on TV, and go to the Hall of Fame. That's it. I'm pretty sure most people agree. But as far as we know, Sting has his WWE contract, but has not signed it. Now, as far as WWE is concerned, that the contract was okay, but I'm pretty sure he wants to review it and, do some things with it before he says, okay, everything's cool. But I truly think that's what they need to do. The overall product, as far as I'm concerned, I think it can only go up. It's kind of funny that some of these people are signing multi-year contracts with TNA, and there are a lot of people that says TNA won't be here in 2015. Especially if Jeff Jarrett gets a foothold. He's did it before. We could have a miniature Thursday Night Wars, with Jeff Jarrett going against Dixie and them, And then there's a lot of people wondering if TNA will even have a place on TV, because there's nothing written in stone that they're still going to be on Spike TV. So, well, that's been the show this week. We're going to see how good this recording turned out. I appreciate everyone who watches the show. I want to say something. Check out my sponsors. I have a thing at the end of the show that you can see. It's got all their information on it, but I'm going to mention them. ZachBackPromotions.com. You can also check out Throttle, who gave us New Blood, our theme song. I appreciate it. Make sure you check out Mike Fielder and them. You can find them on Amazon and iTunes. Also, you can check out Fighting Disability Slurs. Me and my wife are trying to stop people from using disability slurs or slurs in general. And you can also, I want to give a shout out to Girls with Big Guns Clan. And as always, we always talk about Blast 52, which is an Irish band me and my wife always listen to. We know the band members, and they are from Ireland. They're awesome. Check them out. They're on Amazon and iTunes as well. And make sure you drop a note and tell them that we sent you. I also want to give out a little shout out to one of my affiliates. Got to where he's a pretty cool guy, Joe Cronin. And we'll have to check him out on the Joe Cronin Show. He is where I want to be, and he's got a pretty good show. And not too many of these funny as hell too. I try to be funny, but I'm no boogie, okay? Even though I try to be. Anyway, that's been the show, and we're gone.
Welcome to the Mayhem News Live Wrestling Broadcast with your host, the Man in Black, a.k.a. T-Miblivs. Each week we're here talking about the wrestling headlines and covering everything from Impact Wrestling to SmackDown. Join us each Tuesday via MayhemNews.com and the Mayhem News Live YouTube channel. You can subscribe to both and keep up with wrestling news and our show.